Hey YouTubers, I'm back with another video. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe to my channel. Follow me on all platforms, Instagram, Snapchat, and TikTok. So, so today we're gonna do a little tutorial on how to apply makeup properly and well. These are my own techniques of how I use to apply my own makeup on myself, and I don't know about anybody else, but for the past couple of years I've gone to learn my own techniques of how I do makeup. I haven't done one of these tutorials in a minute, like an actual vlog video. I always does it on TikTok where I'm able to, you know, explore different techniques of what to do with applying makeup. So, and yeah, we're gonna make this video not too long, kind of a little short. If you want to see more video, you can also subscribe to my channel, comment below if you want to see different techniques, different looks for me to try as well. If you're looking for something very glamorous, I can do that as well and show it as well. If you're looking for something that's more of a natural state look, I can also present that as well. So I feel like I'm gonna do that actually if we're gonna do a natural look. As you can see, my eyebrows isn't done, so yeah, I'm just gonna go with these bushy eyebrows, do the best I can do with these videos, and be able to prepare my eyebrows and prep them. So yeah. Okay, so there are So there are two primers that I usually use, and I have been using lately, that I also use to keep my makeup on and stay on and put. I've been trying the Milani Conceal Plus Perfect. It's a blowout smoothing primer. Basically, like, you know how certain women have pearls on their skin and they are not able to have that smooth look and you see a bunch of holes in there. This is what this primer does. It prevents from that showing on your skin once you apply this foundation. You can order it in Ulta Beauty, you can get it at Target, you can get it in I believe every store except for Sephora, because I never seen this in Sephora. So this is Milani, and I use this also. Another primer that I also recommend using, I use also the All Nighter Urban Decay. This has been my best friend forever, for years. I don't think that I ever cheated on this one ever, or tried different other primers. I probably did, but not that much. It's probably years back. But this is good for me for like waterproof. Like sometimes if you're sweating, or if you are, you know, drip a little sweat, this is good for long wear foundation. And I really love this. Like, this been my best friend. I always get the travel size because the big bottle is too much and I cannot afford it in this right now in this economy. So you know what I mean. Yeah, get the travel size because you're not going to be using it all the time. It spreads perfectly. You don't really have to use a lot and apply a lot. So right now I already exfoliated my skin. You can use anything to exfoliate your skin, honestly, because I use a lot of different exfoliating. So I'm just gonna start blending in my skin with this. I really don't have deep pores as well. I only recommend this for girls that have like a lot of pores on their skin and they have such, you know, deep holes in there. So I just recommend this for them. But other than that, yeah. I'm just gonna start prepping it. I like it because it's smooth too. That's another thing. Not only just because of the holes, the pores, and all of that information. It's just really good. I really do recommend using it. So I'm gonna just prep my eyebrows a little more here, as you can see. Okay, so I'm gonna start with my eyebrows. I'm gonna start going in. Just like I said before, my eyebrows is not, it's not wax, it's not even, I haven't got my eyebrows done in a minute, but I need to go get it done. But I know how to work with it. So if you have one of those girls that don't get their eyebrows done much and they just go with the bushy flow, the bushy look, not the flow, but the bushy look, you can be able to work your eyebrows. So this is what I do. I just prep like this. I use my Morphe pencil. This is the color Java. This is like almost like, and what I do is start going here and start applying it right here on the corner of the tip. So you always want to go in and leave more the tip here in the corner. And like, you see how your eyebrows right here, you want to leave an inch out and try to work it, so that when you're able to like push in right here, you can brush this part out naturally. Right here, and then sometimes if I want to play with it, I just start going in and just start brushing it in like that. You see how that comes out? That's the only reason why I always go to the front and add a little line there to the front where my eyebrows is not really connecting. So I add that only to brush naturally so that it can look pretty. And yeah, so once I do that, so I start shading in just a little bit, just to give it more of a darker look. You don't want your eyebrows to look too patchy. Yeah, so this is the Ultra Creamy Tarte that I use. It's a 42S Tan Sand, and I use this all the time. And I try the lighter shade just to go under my eyebrows. Some people use a darker shade depending on their skin tone. So I used it just to give it a perfect look under my eyebrows. And I use this angle brush that I got on Amazon that is very affordable for only probably like $8 or $10 that I use. If you want to know more information about it, I can send you a link personally and just give you those information. Yeah, so what I do is just start going a little down here out of my eyebrow and work my way in the eyebrow section. Sometimes I put a lot of concealer, sometimes I don't, depending on if I want to spread it out to my eyeshadow, like eyebrow, that bottom part. If I want to go ahead and spread it, I use it, but I don't think that I'm going to be doing that because I'm only going for a natural look. So as you can see, this is how it looks. Yeah. So what I do is just take this brush. Sometimes I use a concealer. No, sometimes I use a setting mist. It's like a little setting mist that I put on my brushes to give it a more of a wet look. And then I just start blending in. And then I just work my way down the bottom, work my way, work my way, work my way. And as you can see, it's not actually done, but I'm going to do this other eyebrow, and then I'm going to tell you the final look of how I do not the same. Not only because I'm just doing my eyebrow, just to inform you guys that that's something that always been taught to me, that eyebrows are not the same, no matter if you get them done, wax, whatever the case may be. So, with that being said, I usually use my 24-hour brow setter by Benefits, and then I also use my Morphe. This is another tint that I use as well. Then I also go in with my Juvia sometimes as well if I want to give it more of a striky look. So I'll take this right here and like lightly just go in between, like if I'm stripping hair in, and then kind of like brush in there sometimes. So as you can see, I did that part. And what I do sometimes is like brush in there to like spread the little ink more. See? And I also use another thing. I use my NYX Professional Makeup, the brow glue. I used to. This is my best friend right here. I love this so much. Like, this is better for me as well. I use these both as a combination as well, but yeah. So I use this only if I'm missing some spots. Like, I just want to make it straight and be extra. Only if I want to be extra. This is just only extraness. So what I do is use my Anastasia Beverly Hills Eyebrow Tint as well. This is another one that I use. I'm almost gone. I just go in and start gliding in more. I think I need to go in a little bit more on this side here. Okay. And then sometimes I use, like, I have a mixture of a combination of a lot of products that I use on my eyebrow just so that it can be nice and neat. Okay, so for this is my Benefit that I use, cosmetic. I just use it to like lay it down more. Just go in and use that. And then sometimes, like, see, that's why I said I just use a combination of 3 at this point. Like, it depends. It depends on how I'm feeling. So for the beginner girls, you can just go with 2 products. This and the tint eyebrows for you. And then I just take this to make sure my hair sticks good and stays on. Yeah, I already prepped my face. As you can see, I already prepped my face. So what I'm gonna do is start using my color corrector. Now, I'm a girl that has dark spots in certain areas in my faces that I do not want to be shown in my foundation once I put it on. I use I have used e.l.f. color corrector, LA Pro color corrector. Now I'm on to Huda color corrector, and it has worked the best for me. This is the one I use. You gotta find your color and you're using the color corrector so that you will know what you're using for your skin tone. So what I do is just dab on certain areas where I don't want my foundation to show. Even though my skin has been clearing a little lately, which I'm so appreciative of that, thank God. Just need to dab it in certain areas. You don't have to dab all over your dark spot because you can also spread them as well. And you can just be able to work with it as you move along all your dark spots area. And I do use it. I'm a panda eye girl, I'm sorry. And I use it under my eye as well because I do not want this to show. So now I take my Real Technique brush and apply this right here along with it with my Morphe setting mist and just start spreading my little color corrector areas into rotation. Now this is only for the girlies that have dark spots. A lot of people don't really have dark spots on their skin, and only this is for people that recommend using different products, that are wanting to use different products for their dark spots. But I only will use this if you have dark spots heavily, or if you those girls that has panda eyes, which I call them dark circle eyes. So I'll just go around. Now, I use two different type of brushes for my foundation. So I use Real Technique, which is the Expert Face Brush. This is the foundation brush that I usually use. This is another foundation brush that I also have. I have to see if I can find that brush. It's on Amazon that I have, but it's really good. It's the Angle Kabuki T03. I also use this brush. It's really good. I love how it comes out. You can also dab dab dab. And also there is another sponge that I also use as well called it's another Real Technique brush where you only can just use this part right here to apply your foundation, and then just go in and blend. And if you want to switch to this other side, which is the more softer spot, this is the Real Technique HO414. You can do that as well. So this is just really the part where you just dab dab dab, and if you want to go on the other side and switch it, you can just dab 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 as well. So today, what will I be using? I'm gonna go with this brush. I love me a good brush. And then I use my Tahoe. That's the color, Tahoe for NARS. I use this faithfully. Sometimes I like to switch it over to my Bare Minerals Complexion Rescue Tint Natural Matte Look, but that's not what I'm going for today. So I'm just gonna go in with this and just add. I also use this little palette here that I use to apply the foundation so it can spread and I'm not wasting my foundation, because foundation is very expensive nowadays and they're $50 if you want a good quality brand. So this is all you need, especially if you need to learn how to basically spread this foundation. Honestly, a lot of people just use too much just to cover their skin, and I get it. A lot of people have a lot of dark spot, a lot of blemishes and everything, but if you're one of those girlies, that means you need to get 2 foundations, not just 1, 2. Or you just can learn how to apply very well on your skin without having to double back on more. So once again, we're gonna use this and apply this foundation on top of my color corrector. Now you see that look. You see the look. This is all you need. You see why you have to learn how to spread your foundation without wasting it and doubling up. This is all you need. Especially if you're a girlie that is going for a natural look, all you need. I'm gonna make this fast because I don't want to keep spreading. The best concealer that I've used so far. I know there's other ones out there. I'm working my way up to using those, but I've used this enough because it's super full coverage, and I'm a girlie that likes super full coverage. So yeah, This is good for me for right now. This is good for me for right now. So what I do is, this is the warm beige that I use. So what I do is actually, let me not start with the concealer first. I'm gonna start with my eyeshadow. Okay, so for you natural girlies that love a good natural look, I do recommend getting the Juvia, the Warrior of by Juvia. This is the really good palette for natural look for eyeshadows. If you're recommending to use this, I do prefer to use this brand. You gotta support the Black people in the community, but I do recommend this. It's really good. I use it all the time. When using an eyeshadow, I go in with my full coverage Micro Smooth Sephora and just go over under my eye, and if I'm not feeling the eyeshadow. So what I'm gonna do is just start off with this color here. I don't know what color is it, but this is the Kino. It's called Kino. So I'm just gonna go in and start just put it in rotation and work my way out. Rotation in and out. In and out. Okay, so you want to work your way in. And out. Okay. As you can see, this is how the eyeshadow looks from here. I do want to like brush out my eyebrows a little bit, only because it might just a little too dark. But this is how it's supposed to look as far as you're looking for a natural look. Here, I made some type of circle. What I do is go over my nose a little more, an inch over my nose, and then like work my way out. I just work my way out. And what I do is try to spread out and spread the rest out. So I just work my way into that part. So as Steve gonna do the same thing for the other side. Go an inch into the nose. And work out. Okay, so what I go in is with my 936 concealer. This is also another good concealer brand that is on Amazon that is really good. It's made like a pencil, but it's not a pencil, but it is. But I think that's very creative. It's called a Bdellium 2. You can get this on Amazon for like $10 as well. But my nose is itching. Yeah. So what I do is just try to work with what I have and try to make that good arch as well. Also use the same concealer, and this is what I say where you try to save your money. And if you're a girly that knows that makeup is very expensive, you gotta learn how to use the same concealer and apply it to the rest of your face instead of going back on that concealer and using it over again to do the same thing that you can use for a brush and do it back to your face with the same concealer that is under your eye. So like I said, you can go back and do this, and you could just go and use that same line right here. You see? Simple as that. So okay, so I'm gonna take one of my e.l.f. brush that I use here. go here, and then I'm going to start going in and just start blending in. Work my way over the rotation and just start blending in. I know people are gonna ask me like, why are you putting that circle over your nose? I don't know, it makes sense. It goes with the way of how I contour my nose a certain way, but I promise you it makes sense at the end once I'm finally completed this look. So as you can see, this side and this side, you also want to make sure that you get in the end part so that it is connecting to the tip, the end part of your eyebrow, the tail of your eyebrow. Now there is another way I do where I add the concealer under my nose as well, which I totally forgot, but I'm gonna go ahead and do it still. Okay, so now we're gonna go with our LYS. This is a great bronzer that I use. I also use my Juvia, but Juvia bronzer has been sold out and I wasn't able to get a hold of that bronzer. But this has been working. This is a good black owned bronzer that kind of new, but as you can see, it's really nice. It looks really good. It is very creamy. I love that it's very pigmented. It gives it the look. It's just a girl's girl. So yeah, you're just gonna use it. If you a girly that prefer a powder or a cream bronzer, I suggest, for a beginner, I suggest that you should work your way into using the powder instead of a creamer, because sometimes the creamer can be too much or you may apply too much on your face, knowing that you're not knowing how to go with the look as far as contouring, as far as giving that look that it's supposed to give for you. So me, I recommend, when I first started, I never used a creamer bronzer because in the beginning, mind you, I did this a long time ago, like years ago. It was probably like 2017, 18 type-ish. But yeah, so I always was a powder girly with bronzer. I never was too fond about a creamer unless I really use it and, you know, I want to get a certain look. So for me, I do recommend using creamer, but if you're a girl that know how to handle the creamer and know what to do, sometimes people put it on their skin and they feel like, oh my god, it's too much. How do I take it off? Like, it's because you probably apply too much. You gotta learn how to apply a little. So yeah, I'm just gonna take this. I love bronzer so much that sometimes I put too much, but I know how to work with it by just, I don't know what I'm about to say, but you know what I'm about to say. So what I do is just take this little brush here, one of my angle brushes here, and just like go and make my little contour right here. I start at the tip of my eyebrows and work my way to the nose. Oh, I feel like I messed up my nose, but that's okay. Same thing for the other side. Tip, work my way to the nose. And sometimes I just put it along on my eyeshadow so that it can blend properly and give it a more natural look, just so it don't look like everything is out of space. But yeah, so what I also use is now this is why you only apply a little bit on the cheek, because it's very pigmented and it can spread depending on which bronzer you're using. Whatever brand that you're using, well, I know for this brand, for LYS, that it does spread. So I take this angle brush from e.l.f. This is really good. I use it all the time. I recommend girls for the beginner to definitely get this. This is going to be your best friend. This is going to help you knowing how to control your your hand on how to contour properly. If you got to get this, you have to get this. So I use it all the time only because this is just really good for me, honestly. I don't have to use this, but I love it because it's just like, if you don't feel like doing all the extra things, you can just use this because it's going to help you guide your hand through and work it where it needs to go. Usually, most people, I would use this. Now, if you use this, and you probably know how to use it, you probably would know how to go in, blend out, however you want. This would just take you right where you need to go. That's it. So, go in right here, and then work my way towards my lip, on the top of my lip, all the way. And just work. So, you see how that works? You see how that works? Do the same thing on the other side. You see how pigmented that can be if you just put only a little bit? You gotta know how to work. And this is why I recommend people getting this brush, because it helps you, guide you, and help your hand movement go a certain way. So imagine if you had to use this brush. You wouldn't know what to, I don't think, I'm just speaking for other, you might not know what to do. So I do recommend this brush. You can get it at Ulta Beauty. I think it's like $6, $4, $5. Maybe you get it on discount sale. I don't know. But it's affordable, but it works. Now, I like a lot of bronzer because I know how to control it. I know how to do what to do or whatever. I know how to apply enough foundation or concealer, whatever it needs to be done. So, yeah, I do love a good, bronzer. But now we're gonna start with the nose. Sometimes I like to go play with this part and work my way, but I'm gonna start with the tip right here and work my way down the bottom. I go back and forth and dab. It just makes sense. So, see, it just work. Now, if you're a girl that feel like you need to go back and contour your nose, or just use just one of your concealer brushes and just like make it a perfect alignment, and you could be able to control what you can do. So, let's see. All right, we're almost there. Okay. Alright, so we're getting somewhere. Now, I don't like my concealer on top. Might not be the perfect video, but this is how I do my things. Able to see something here. Okay. Okay, so we did the concealer part, we did the bronzer, we did the eyebrow, we did the eyeshadow. We did that part. So now we're gonna use our Juvia blush. This is the Marigold. This is like a peachy color. I usually use my e.l.f., which is the Bahamas. This is so good. This is like a pretty blush. I love it so much. Has been my best friend really well, so it works really good. So I don't know if I want to use this, but let's just go with this one because it looks like I haven't been using this one. So if you're a blushy girl and you use liquid, you want to apply just a little bit. And a dab, 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 dab. I don't know why I dab 3 times, but you get it. Alright, so let's see. Let me see. I'm gonna go with this is like almost like not an angle brush, but like a bronzer brush. But I use it mostly just to go over my blush, so it can give me a good lift from here. So I'm just gonna go in. I'm gonna do the same thing. That is the way. Then sometimes you want to go over a little bit to make sure that your blush is still in stands and it's not taken out of place. Now, I'm a girlie. I like a lot of blush, a little bit. You don't have to put too much. This is why I tell you to put only a dot, because that's all it needs. But this is perfect enough to do what it needs to do. Let me see. I think it was something that was missing. I use my NYX. I usually use Pat McGrath liner when it comes to like not the eyeliner, but like the eyelid part. And I use right now is the NYX Professional Makeup Epic Eyeliner. It's really good. So I know this is the hardest part about using this, is because you gotta know how to be able to control your hand and movement of where you're trying to go and align it at. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna start off by doing this part, and maybe this will help you in this video of how to do it. Okay, you see how that was easy to apply? Yeah. So I'm gonna do the same thing this side. Oh my god, did I mess up? And sometimes you have to go back. Okay, so that's how. Okay, so I use my L'Oreal mascara. Running out of it now. So this is a translucent, honey translucent, and it's really good. So what I do is go in with my little triangle sponge and just go in. Sometimes I tap it inside here and just started going over it. So I'll go quick one way here. Also, what I do also, instead of me using concealer under my bronzer that is under here with my line of the chin, I use this and go over here because I don't want it to be so white and ashy. So that's why I either choose a concealer or I choose a translucent to go under. I can't do it anymore. Now, another trick that I usually use is I go take the leftover of my translucent powder and I use it over my eyebrows just a little bit so that it can just stay extra. And then if it's too much powder, what I do is just try to brush it out with my brush here so it doesn't show. Now, of course, I'm going to let this powder sit in for a good 5 minutes or less. And then we're going to come back and go ahead and finish it off with the Micro Smooth Finish Powder. This is great to use. This is about, I believe, $30 to $40. Okay, so now I'm going to apply my lashes on. These are like lashes that I get on Amazon. And these are really cute. Oh, oh, oh. I'm not sure that is right. Okay, so I finally put on my lashes finally. So what I'm gonna do is go to my Micro Smooth Sephora and just go over the powder and all over my skin. Now I use my Chestnut Smack. This is really good. I just go over now and give it my I go over my lips sometimes just because I want to have a nice little plumpy lips. Ooh. And then just gonna dot dot dot. Now I do recommend using a brush sometimes so you know that you're not messing up your lip gloss. Get got from the top. You put it from the bottom and then you mop. Mop, mop, mop. You don't want to put too much at the top unless you have to. And then you're gonna let it dry a little bit. Okay, so now after you let your lip gloss dry, because this is a matted lipstick, you want to apply the Drip Glass glaze. This is really good. This is called Beige Beam. I love it. This is like a glittery nude color, and I really love it. And I apply it on top of my lipstick. Yes, this is really nice. And then what I go is with my Superfizz Revolution. This is really good. This is an ultra matte finish with aloe and vitamin E. So you want to make sure that your skin is protected on top and behind the foundation. So, whew. And this is our final look. This is very pretty. I really love to go with a natural base sometimes, but for you girlies, I have to start off small with something like this. And yeah, so this is now sometimes only add it to the end of my eye. Okay. And then I go in and go with my Essence Trouble Double Mascara and just go in. Okay, so this is the final look, y'all. I love it, and I hope you guys enjoy this video. Like, I hope you guys enjoy it. If you guys have any comments or anything, you can comment below on my YouTube page. If you have any questions, you can also DM me. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. And yeah, so this is how it goes. I'm just gonna go in and give you guys a better look at you here. And yeah, I will take more pictures and add them along on this video. At the end of the video, you will see more pictures. And yeah, bye guys.